that's part of a great love story as well, I suppose, is that, yes, you fall in love, but you accept the other person's differences and flaws, and as well as their beautiful
You maybe even love
aspects.
their imperfections.
There you go.
Che piacere fare la sua conoscenza.
Vuole vedere un trucchetto? E quando cade l'ultimo petalo, che succede?
I mean, it was intimidating for me because I remember how important Belle in the original was for me when I was growing up, when I was a child. So I knew the weight of that, and I knew that she's so beloved in the original, so beloved that we had to do a faithful rendering, and we had to get it right.
Bonjour.
Ed anche il pane qui ha le stesse forme, uguali da un'eternità. È dal giorno in cui arrivammo che mio padre ed io pensammo, questo posto è provinciale.
And I know you sort of added something to her backstory. In what way?
Well, in the original, it was her father that was kind of the sort of mad inventor, and Kevin went in a slightly different direction with his Maurice, and I sort of thought, well, I'd quite like to co-opt the mad inventor thing for Belle, because she, I think it was important to see why she didn't fit in. It was important to see that she was a visionary and a progressive, that she was sort of ahead of her time.
Tu sei così in anticipo sui tempi. Questo è un piccolo villaggio.
Sei la cosa più bella che abbia mai visto. Nessuno ti merita.
Anche le menti sono piccole. Ma piccolo vuol dire anche sicuro.
In her inventing these things, it gave her the capability to not be doing house chores and housework and stuff, but instead to be furthering her education and expanding her mind. And so I created that little. Well, Bill and I created that sort of backstory for her, and I think it was really gratifying, and I think it really helped give her context and to help the audience understand who she is as a person better.
She pretty much invents the washing machine in her version, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That's quite something.
And for a good
pretty
reason.
major.
I mean, to teach girls how to read.
Have more time to read.
Se la ragazza è colei che spezzerà l'incantesimo, lei dovrà imparare ad amare.
Davvero ha letto tutti questi libri?
No, alcuni sono in greco.
I got a new song, you got a new song. That was pretty special too. And
love
it's
your
really
song.
fun. Thank you. I love yours.
The first time they played me Dan singing, what's the name of your song?
Evermore.
It's called Evermore. Okay. There were lots of different versions of this song with different lyrics. Anyway, Evermore is kind of the song that B sings when he watches Belle go back to her father, and it was
He's climbing up the tower, watching Belle leave, possibly for the last time, but
It's really
realizing
heartbreaking.
the power of love, discovering that he's capable of love, and so it's taking the Beast
very
song
like
from the Broadway show, because obviously he didn't sing in the animated film, but the Broadway show had this song about what if I can't love her, was what it was called, and it was all about maybe I can't get my head around this. In our version, where it comes in the story, it's a little bit later on, and he has found love, but it might be too late.
Rising in the east.
Uccidiamo la bestia!
The numbers are great. The sets are spectacular. What was the scene that you were mostly looking forward to shoot?
I was very relieved when we'd completed the waltz, but it was a big challenge, building up to that, learning how to dance on stilts. But it's such an iconic scene, and it tells so much of the story in one big, beautiful scene with that great number behind it, and so it was sort of the whole package in that one little scene.
It's so beautiful how I think a waltz is such a perfect choice for a dance that talks about how to fall in love, because you're kind of spinning and you feel a bit out of control and you're a bit dizzy and you're so reliant on the other person to hold you in place, and it's very kind of whimsical, and it's it feels like you're falling. It's like the perfect metaphor for falling in love.
It is. It's designed to give the effect that you kind of see on the screen in our movie. You know, you see stars and everything kind of, you know, the background blurs and the only thing in focus is
The other person.
the wonderful person in front of you.
Did you step on each other's toes while rehearsing?
Thank goodness we didn't, because if Dan had stepped on my toes, I would have lost a toe, because he literally had metal stilts on his feet.
Yeah.
So honestly, if he had stood on my foot, we would have been in a bad situation.
Not great.